Congratulations on your academic successes, a pinnacle of many years of dedication and hard work. We have proven ourselves by overcoming exceptional obstacles and facing many challenges. Adapting during these difficult times has undoubtedly enriched our lives. Sharing these triumphs and setbacks has given us perspective and made our path unique. Take these experiences and use them for the foundation of your next journey. Would you all please rise for the national anthem?
You guys definitely saved your best for last, by the way. You can pat yourself on the back. That was well done. Good afternoon and welcome Superintendent Brandt, Assistant Superintendent Gillis, Chairperson Bullard, Leavitt faculty and staff, friends, families, and graduates. I want to thank you all for joining us today, whether that is in person here at the Coliseum or via YouTube, as we celebrate Leavitt's 123rd commencement exercises and recognize the class of 2022. I'm going to start today by repeating something that I said on class night on Friday, something that I thought I would never say, but I think it bears repeating. I am really glad to be back here at the Coliseum. We are not crammed in the back parking lot, and we are not melting on the tarmac at the Lewiston Auburn Airport. So once again, welcome. It's so great to have everyone here. And I do love this. I sometimes get asked, why do you do what you do? And I think all of us here with the black robes on would agree, this is why we do what we do. Working with young people, that's where it's at. Particularly today, there's such a high level of enthusiasm and promise that it's impossible not to get caught up in it. And I often describe opportunities for students as a bank of open doors that they have the option to pass in and out of while taking care not to close any of them along the way. Today's commencement exercises are an opportunity to evaluate where we are, where we've been, and what lies beyond those doors. Between Chloe, Ailey, Caitlin, Jade, and I, we're going to cover the past, the present, and the future pretty well. My focus is going to be on some strategies to help you navigate on the other side of those doors that I just spoke of, some of which are quite literally right behind you. I've known a lot of you for a long time. Whether that's from basketball in the TPS gym, or baseball on the field for Quimby, or maybe when I used to drop Lane off at Small Wonders Daycare. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of all of you. And I've always been honest with you. And that won't change today. You need to know that no matter which door or doors you choose, I have high expectations of all of you. Like it or not, you're now young adults. It's time to step up. And the first thing you need to know, there's nothing easy about it. Stepping up and adulting, and I mean truly adulting, is really hard. I'm not talking about, hey, I turned 18, now I'm an adult. I'm talking about getting out there and playing the part and actually being an adult. It's hard. If you know someone who's making it look easy, you should pat them on the back, because it's not easy. Now, I'm going to go off script here for a minute, because I have some advice that I'm going to share with you, but I have something that I need to share with you right off. So, Mrs. Hartzell said to me the other day, you seem to be like a routine kind of guy. I'm a routine kind of guy. My routine's been thrown off all week. I don't know if it's a carryover from my baseball days where kind of routine's important or not. And as Michael Scott would say, I'm not superstitious, but I'm a little stitious. So when my routine gets thrown off, I get messed up. And at 1:40 today, when I went to get dressed and I didn't have any clothes to wear, I was really glad that my mom was on the way by my house so she could grab them. So say thanks to your mom if you see them, because someday they might need to stop and pick up your clothes on the way by when you didn't get dressed. So now I'm going to get back on script. So I've got 4 pieces of advice, 5 based on the last one, for you while you're traveling in and out of those metaphorical doors and dealing with everything that comes with being an adult. As I mentioned, it's hard. So you have to be tenacious. That's the first one. Call it what you want. Grit, desire, stick-to-itiveness, or just plain stubbornness. It doesn't matter. They all mean basically the same thing. For today, I chose tenacity. While you're picking open doors, you're going to try some things that aren't going to go well the first time. They might not go well at all, and that's okay. Failure is not your enemy, and it's not the end of the world. That's where the tenacity comes in. Keep at it. Try something different. Eventually, you'll get to where you need to be, but please be cautious. Don't go overboard with the tenacity and get to where you need to be at the expense of others. And that's where the second piece of advice comes in. It's that old kindergarten lesson. Treat others the way you want to be treated, which ultimately boils down to respectful and compassionate. I spoke to at the senior banquet the other night, and I mentioned life is about choices, and that we never know when even the seemingly simplest choice will have far-reaching implications. I'm going to go off script again for a minute. So I moved my clothes hanger from where everything else was to next to the door so I wouldn't forget it. And then I forgot it. Now, I said on Friday or on Thursday night that it wasn't going to be easy, and I'm not saying that it is going to be today. In fact, I would say that maintaining high levels of respect and compassion is probably more difficult today than it's ever been. Our technology, for all of its good, provides limitless opportunity for exposure to negative behavior. But despite the difficulty, I can tell you that by choosing to be a respectful and compassionate individual, you will absolutely have a positive impact on those around you. Even though that's not the easy choice to make, because we all know it's oftentimes easier to lean into the mudslinging, but in the end, the difficult choice will be worth it. Next up, third word for the day. Show some humility. Another choice that can be difficult to make, especially when we live in a world that places such a high value on the number of likes, shares, and retweets. In that world, more often than not, the more outrageous, the better. While you're being tenacious and compassionate, it's important to be confident, but don't take yourself too seriously. That's where the humility comes in. There's always room for improvement. This may seem contrary to my initial statement about being tenacious, but it is not. For example, I'm pretty confident that I can stand up here and share my opening remarks to you today. I've done it a number of times, so I have a level of confidence with that. But I also have to acknowledge that not everyone will be super interested in what I have to say. And I can't drone on all afternoon. So that said, I'm going to move on to my next piece of advice. Maintain a level head. And please excuse my sports metaphor, but when you're up to bat with 2 strikes and you fouled off the fastball that you were expecting, you got to let it go. And then when the next pitch curveball comes in and you miss it for strike 3, you got to let that go too. Throwing your helmet, slamming your bat, and letting the expletives fly doesn't get you anywhere. Get yourself together, get out in the field, and play defense. Make the next play. You've got to have the next pitch mentality. Your teammates are depending on you. Focus on what's coming and not what has passed, but please don't misunderstand me. I'm not suggesting that you be devoid of emotion. It's actually just the opposite. Tenacity, compassion, and humility are filled with emotion, and that's a good thing. Keeping a level head is about keeping the emotions in check, so that when you're making all those choices I mentioned and deciding which open doors to travel through, you can make the best possible choices. Now I'm going to do something here that I've not done at graduation before. I have a poem that I'm going to share with you. But don't worry, it's not an epic poem, so it's not going to go on for days. But I believe the message to be an epic one. So quite some time ago, I came across this piece of writing, and after reading it, I printed it off. Yeah, I printed it off. I didn't have any plans for it. I didn't necessarily know if or when I might use it, but as I was putting my thoughts together for today, I remembered it. It fits well with the pieces of advice that I've shared, and quite honestly, after reading it again, I don't know why I didn't just read that and get off the stage. So I'd like to share it with you now. You may have heard it, if so, please bear with me. But the poem was written by Rudyard Kipling in approximately 1900. Mr. Kipling was a well-known English author who won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1907. He has many renowned writings, but you may know him best as the author of The Jungle Book and other children's stories. By many accounts, Mr. Kipling wrote this poem for his young son. However, there are other accounts that suggest differently. Either way, I'm going to share it as he wrote it. The poem is simply titled, If. If, by Rudyard Kipling. If you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting, or be lied about and don't deal in lies, or being hated and not give way to hating, and yet don't look too good nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster, and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth be spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the thing you gave your life to broken, and stoop and build them up with worn-out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss, and lose and start again at your beginnings, and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they are gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings and not lose the common touch. If neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, if all men count with you but none too much. If you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything that's in it, and which is more, you'll be a man, my son. I can't improve on that. I said that a minute ago, I stand by it. Whether it was written in 1900 or yesterday, Mr. Kipling's words are timeless. There's a powerful, applicable, relatable message here for everyone and anyone willing to hear it. For you today, I started by saying I have high expectations of you, and that I do. I think we all do. In reality, we all need you. Earlier, I asked you to step up. I'm asking you again, but this time, I'm asking you to step up and actually show us how it's done. I think we could use a lesson in how it's done. Show us what it means to be tenacious, compassionate, humble, and even-keeled. In closing, please consider my advice and the words of Mr. Kipling. Set out through those doors in front of you, do your best, and fill up every unforgiving minute. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2022. And again, thank you for being here. I now invite up Chloe Bullock for the salutatory address.
Congratulations to this year's graduating class. I'm so grateful that I got to be a part of this class and this school. These past 4 years have gone by quickly. Many of you know me as a rather shy person. On the first day of freshman year in science class, for example, I sat next to one of my close friends and began talking, to which a boy from middle school looked at me with surprise and said, "Wait, Chloe, you talk?" Over the past 4 years, I've gotten better at making my voice heard, but this speech may still be the most that some of you have heard me speak. Over these 4 years, I've become more talkative, specifically this year where people in my classes have heard me talk a lot more. Because of this, I have changed. I started off high school with everyone but my close friends thinking that I didn't talk, and now here I am talking with all of you. My experience through high school has made me realize how much can change in a matter of 4 years, which has made me quite sentimental about high school in general. So I'd like to start off my speech by reading one of my favorite quotes that illustrates the feelings associated with change and sentimental value. Isn't it odd how much fatter a book gets when you've read it several times, as if something were left between the pages every time you read it? Feelings, thoughts, sounds, smells, and then, when you look at the book again many years later, you find yourself there too, a slightly younger self, slightly different, as if the book had preserved you like a pressed flower, both strange and familiar, Cornelia Funk. I've come to believe that life is very similar to this quote, that life is a collection of books, and as we flip through pages, significant parts of us get left behind in the books to be observed later in memory. Though each day could be symbolic of the turning of a page, today feels more similar to the closing of a book entirely than the opening of a new one. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this is the end of one story and the start of the next. I hope that you are excited for what's to come, whether that be college, work, the military, or anything else. But going forward, I also urge you to revisit your story as a Leavitt student, and before that even, as our time through school has been accompanied by learning, growing, and fun, and is worth looking back on. We are all connected through this experience of being a student at this school. The friends I have made throughout my schooling have forever impacted me and have given me the best childhood and teenage years, and I know that many people from our class also feel that they have made lasting friendships and can look back to these past few years fondly. I encourage you to remember and appreciate the times that you have spent with these people that you've grown up with. But regardless of if you love the people around you or are simply acquaintance, we are all a part of each other's stories. We have gone through so much together as a class that has shaped us all into the people that we are today. Our class holds many exceptional students who are amazing gymnasts, cheerleaders, dancers, students who have contributed to major Leavitt wins, such as the football team's 2019 championship win or the field hockey team's championship win this year. Students who are incredibly intelligent, students who are driven and hardworking that balance both intense work schedules in school, and students who make an effort to help everyone that's around them. I hope that we can all be proud of each other and take pride in being a student at this school. As we look back on our stories that have emerged from our time at Leavitt, we also look back at the people that we used to be, as these versions of ourselves are preserved in the pages of our individual stories. I think that we can all say that we have changed since we walked in through the doors freshman year. Not only are we obviously older now, but we also have 4 more years of memories and education under our belts. Many of us were helped along the way by teachers and our families. I am so thankful, as are many other students in our class, for the teachers here at Leavitt. Many of the teachers here go above and beyond to help students learn and make a great effort to make classes fun. Thank you to all of Leavitt's teachers for having our backs and giving us an education that will help us regardless of what we choose to do after high school. Just as our teachers have helped us make our way through high school, so have our families. Thank you to all of the family members who have supported their children through school and through life in general. I know that many of my fellow classmates feel that they couldn't have made it through high school without their family, and I share this feeling. It is worth noting that a lot more will change when we walk across the stage today. Change can be frightening, and I think that many of us won't feel the full effect of this change until fall time comes around and we miss the familiarity of not only our school, but also the people who have surrounded many of us since as early as elementary school. I therefore urge you to bring your book of Leavitt with you, as it has grown full of memories and lessons and can't just be shoved to the back of the shelf, even if you try. When or if we encounter this sense of loss of familiarity in life outside of Leavitt, I hope that we can all look back on our time here and use what we have learned and the experience that we have gained to fuel ourselves for success and happiness, which we are all very capable of. Thank you. And next up is Eileen Wood with the honor essay.
Thank you, Chloe, for pronouncing my name right. 4 scores and 7 years ago, most of us were not alive. The year was 1935. Amelia Earhart was flying solo across the Pacific Ocean for the first time, and the first ever Technicolor short film of Mickey Mouse was released. Gas was 19 cents a gallon. People were being underpaid as a national minimum wage would not be introduced for another 2 years, and it would be another 3 years before any child labor laws were passed. Flash forward 7 years, and here we are. Approximately 100,000 flights take off across the globe every day. Mickey Mouse has many movies and TV shows all in color. And gas is on average $5 a gallon. Not to mention, all children are able to attend school because labor laws prohibit child employment, and Maine's minimum wage is $12.75 an hour. A lot has changed in 7 years. So what does this have to do with anything? Well, this just goes to show how quickly things can change. Today, we, the class of 2022, are about to experience this same quick change. Well, mostly the same, except you don't have 87 years to drag it out. Rather, just a few months where your life will be flipped upside down and you'll have to adjust to your new normal. But this doesn't mean that this change, or this new normal I speak of, has to be a bad thing. At the end of the day, it will be what you make of it. Today on your way out, you will notice that some of your peers will have tears in their eyes, upset that they are losing the life they are used to. Others will walk out that door, their head held high, and a wide smile that stretches across their face. They are the ones that are grateful for the memories high school has provided them, but eager to move on to the next chapter where they will be one step closer to reaching their full potential, because they know the best is yet to come. Today, I encourage you to leave the graduation ceremony this way. Hold your head high and smile wide. You worked hard to get to where you are right now, and you should be proud of all that you have accomplished. Don't get bogged down by all the things you are going to miss. Yes, your friendships may change, and your daily life will never be the same. But who's to say this is a bad thing? There's more work to be done, and your journey isn't over. So hold on to the memories that high school has given you, and look to the future. And although you may not be alive in 7 years from now, you have the power to take one of the biggest changes in your life and positively impact the trajectory of your future. With that being said, I want to say congratulations to my fellow classmates, and I wish you the best on your future journeys, and I can't wait to see what positive changes you make to your life. Thank you. And next I'd like to invite up Caitlin Bilodeau with the honor oration.
Thank you, Eileen. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Caitlin Bilodeau, and I have been part of this group of young adults since I was 5 years old. It is an honor today to not only speak to my peers who are about to close out a chapter in their lives, but also to relay a message I hold close to my heart. From kindergarten to this very moment, I have observed that every one of you has developed your own goals, desires, and outlooks on life, making each of you incredibly unique. Now, I am not here to give another cliche speech on how being unique is the best possible version you can be. I am, however, here to say that I can bet the person you are today did not just show up on some random Thursday. I am very sure you had to work hard to become who you are, and I know for a fact that there are struggles and anxieties you had to go through silently to produce the image of who you are in this moment. Struggles are as real as me standing up here right now, and it has a massive effect on how we act, focus, and plan. When we have to take on the battle of a struggle on our own, it bears a weight nobody can imagine. And I mean exactly that. Nobody can imagine. Struggles look and feel different for each of us, and this also means that nobody can judge you and make inferences about you without knowing the full story of what is going on in your life. The person you have sitting next to you could in this very moment be dealing with a life-altering event, whether internally or in their personal lives. What's unfortunate is that we as humans often forget that our individual selves aren't the only ones who struggle. Everyone else in our lives do as well. We are more similar than one might think. I'm sure everyone has heard the saying that life is more of how you react to it and less of what happens to you, and this is 100% true. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to be easy to let many of the mental, physical, and emotional parts of our lives become something that make us stronger. But if it is something we strive for, it will become who we are every single day, and we will start to understand each other as well. We may become calmer, more rational, and overall happier in ourselves and with those around us. Very fondly do I remember learning a lot of lessons as part of this graduating class. One of them, however, has stuck with me for many years. By the time I hit 5th grade, I was being pestered by a few of my peers, you know who you are, to join the soccer team. As different as it was to join away from the sport I grew up with, it shaped me into who I am today. Now the point of this is to say how close the girls on that team were, no matter what we went through. And through the years to our senior season, we witnessed a lot. Yes, COVID was one of them. But I mean how these girls understood the pains of others without even actually being told what was happening. I am sure the team can remember one specific hardship the summer of sophomore year, running over 2 miles in 90-degree heat. We all had unique mindsets and challenges during this time. However, we universally understood that everyone was going through them. It grew our empathy for each other and those off the fields that would later become a useful skill in the real world away from just passing and scoring. It was one of the best families I have ever been part of, simply because of how understanding these girls were of each other despite how unique they might be. It taught me, and I am sure them, that on or off the field, understanding that we are more similar than we may think allowed us to be close and have a bond with each other and with ourselves like no other. I am beyond happy that I became part of that family because it taught me so much about understanding and happiness going hand in hand. Very easily could we have let our differences divide us or react negatively to different scenarios. But instead, we had a universal understanding and reacted as a group to our challenges in a way that would have a positive impact. You and I are a part of a team as well, a team consisting of everyone we'll ever meet, befriend, or interact with throughout our lives. No, you won't always know what's happening in the personal lives of those you're around, but I can guarantee the kindness and respect you show them will be worth 10 times that of the knowledge that you could have had. After all, running those 2 miles didn't require a unified mental state in order to complete. All that was needed to complete the journey was the understanding that we were all running together and we would all end it together in the long run. So, Leavitt Area High School's class of 2022, I challenge you as you go on to your future endeavors to not only understand your own struggles so that you may spend more time living instead of reacting to an issue, but to remember those you meet are more like you than you may think, and they too both are going through their fair share of challenges and struggles. It is at that point that our lives will truly become more than just living. I wish you all the best of luck with wherever life takes each of you, and with understanding your peers in the next chapter. Thank you, and a big congratulations to you all. We will now hear a piece from Leavitt's concert band.
And now I'd like to invite up Jay Cole for the valedictory address.
Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to first and foremost say thank you for coming out to show your support for the graduating class. I also want to thank all the teachers, families, and friends that have helped me and the rest of the graduates on their way throughout high school. Today, as we look back on the last 4 years, I'm sure there are a lot of things that you can take away. Whether it's friends made or lessons learned, I hope that we can all say that our time here at Leavitt was meaningful. I'm sure we can all interpret our time here at Leavitt differently, but I'd like to encourage you to think of it as going on a hike up a mountain. All of us began our journey up this mountain 4 years ago at the base. It is here that we all decided what trail we would like to take. Maybe some of us chose the hardest path, and maybe some of us chose the easiest path. And maybe some of us had no idea what path we were choosing at all. But all of us chose our paths up the mountain and began our ascent. Along our journey up this mountain, we encountered other people on their journeys as well. And maybe we decided to join them. These people helped us on our hikes, whether it was just a pastime or whether it was to motivate us when the path became steeper. Meeting these travelers was often the best part of our journey. As we continued on the way to the top, there may have been some trees that had fallen on our path, and we had to make some hard decisions about how to fix the situation. Maybe we decided to try and make our way over the tree, or maybe, together, we moved the tree out of the path. And sometimes those trees were smaller, like a difficult test, but sometimes those trees were bigger, like, I don't know, a global pandemic that completely altered how we structure our learning. But no matter the way, we got around those trees and gained the skills we needed to continue on the way up the mountain. And maybe on the way up the mountain, some travelers in our group left. And maybe we were sad to see them go, or maybe it was for the better, because sometimes our journeys up this mountain couldn't always intersect. But even after those travelers left, we still continued up the mountain. And some days on the mountain, it may have rained so hard that we considered turning around and forgetting about our hike altogether. But everyone here today made that decision not to turn around and to keep pushing despite the rain, to continue towards the top of the mountain. And although this may have been difficult, I hope you all learned from this the importance of perseverance. It is from this perseverance that we were able to have the strength to continue on our way up the mountain. And that brings us to today, where all of our paths up the mountain intersect for just a moment. And we can all stand on top of this mountain and be proud of how far we've come since we stood at the base of the mountain 4 years ago. It is now that we can all enjoy the view from the top of the mountain and remember all the lessons that we learned on our journey up. And after today, there will be another mountain that we have to make our way up. Many of us will find ourselves at the bases of different mountains and different groups of travelers, but what we all share is this journey through our 4-year hike. And from that hike, I hope we can all say that we have made meaningful memories. Whether it's memories made in the Winter Carnival Airband, memories made on the sports team, or some great times with friends and family. I hope that we can all feel that there are good times to remember from our time here at Leavitt. Perhaps just as important as the memories we have made along the way are the lessons that we have learned over these past years. One lesson that I have learned is the importance of learning. I'm sure every teacher is used to the question, why do we have to learn this? Or when will I ever need to know these things outside of high school? And the answer to that I have found to this question is that the importance of learning isn't always the content that we ingest, but can also be the skills that we can take away from the way that we learn. Classes like English taught us how to understand events in a bigger picture. It forced us to understand situations from multiple perspectives. Math classes taught us that there are different ways to find the same answer, like by having photo math solve the question for us. And science classes taught us how to manage our time, because we all know the workload for those classes needs some great time management skills.
But no matter what you learned in your time here at Leavitt, I hope that learning will help you in the future. And no matter what path you took to reach this point in your journey, I'm sure that we have all acquired the skills necessary to make a successful ascent up the next mountain. I wish all the graduates good luck on their journeys, and I'm sincerely grateful for all the people that have helped me on my journey so far. Thank you.
And now I'd like to invite up Mr. Galway and Mrs. Hartel to assist me in handing out the academic recognition and scholarships.
When your name is read, please come to the stage to receive the recognition. The Leavitt Central School PTC Remembrance Scholarship. The Leavitt Central School Parent-Teacher Committee Remembrance Scholarship was started to remember Mrs. Brewer and Mrs. Trenholm, two involved and passionate educators who strive to make a difference in the lives of LCS students. This year's recipient is Chloe Rose Golda. The Leavitt Area High School Faculty and Staff Scholarship Award. This scholarship will be awarded to a graduating senior with consideration given to the following factors. 1, overall contributions to LAS, LAHS during their high school career. And 2, the student must be enrolled as a second semester freshman in a post-secondary institution. The recipient, Katie Lynn Bloom. The Chad Swan Scholarship Award. Established by the family of Chad Swan, this scholarship is awarded annually to a graduating senior in memory of Chad Swan. The recipient will be furthering his or her education in the field of technical or vocational college. The recipient, Brogan Seamus McCormick. The Cherie Sargent Scholarship, we have 2 recipients this year. This scholarship was established in memory of Cherie Sargent, who died of colon cancer in 2015. Cherie majored in business administration in college, went on to receive her MBA and then her CPA. Cherie lived in Turner with her husband and 4 children. This second semester scholarship is awarded to a deserving senior who will be attending college majoring in business administration. The first recipient, Delaney Jade Ennis. The second recipient, Jade Alandra Crowell. The Albert Johnson Scholarship Award, awarded to a deserving student who is furthering his or her education. The recipient, Jade Alandra Crowell. The Amos Francis Bumpus Scholarship Award. This scholarship is awarded to a senior with a major interest in athletics who maintains or improves his or her scholastic averages and physical education while fostering American loyalty in school, church, and/or community activities, and who writes the best essay on Americanism. The recipient, Alex Michael Gomont.
Let's go, Alex!
The Kristen Ann French Scholarship Award. Kristen Ann French was a 1996 graduate of Leavitt Area High School and enrolled in the 5-year master's program in business management at Thomas College. She played field hockey 4 years at Leavitt and played a large part in starting the field hockey program at Thomas College. Kristen passed away suddenly, but will always be remembered as compassionate, hardworking, respectful, and having an infectious smile. The recipient, Cadence Lee McDowell. the proceeds of which are to be given annually to a student of the town of Turnip who is advancing his or her education at the college level and who has demonstrated citizenship and good scholarship standing. The recipient, Nicholas Stephen Renfest. The Clifton E. Jordan Scholarship Award, awarded to a full-time Turner student attending college for fire science, carpentry, electrician, or heating plumbing. The recipient, Blaine Preston Shaw.
The American Legion Turner Memorial Post 111 Award. There are 2 recipients. This scholarship is awarded to a graduate of Leavitt Area High School who elects to further his or her education. Considerations are academic achievement, extracurricular activities, community activities, special honors and awards, and citizenship. Special consideration is given to relatives of veterans. This award is given in honor of the late Henry Poisson. First recipient, Blaine Preston Shaw. The second award is given in honor of Weston Hinckley, and the recipient is Megan Reese Mason. The Lewiston Auburn Rotary Club Scholarship. This scholarship is given to a deserving senior who is furthering his or her education. The recipient must attend the Rotary Scholarship Banquet and give a 2 to 3 minute speech. This year's recipient, Ruby Phoenix Haylock. The Auburn Lewiston Rotary Breakfast Club Scholarship. Rotary is dedicated to areas of focus that include building international relationships, improving lives, and creating a better world to support our peace efforts. The recipient of this year's award is Alex Michael Goma. The Lewiston Auburn Metropolitan Chamber of Commerce Scholarship, awarded to a senior who is pursuing his or her goals in business, technical, or health-related programs. Candidates are judged on academic record, level of involvement in extracurricular activities, and good time task management skills fostered through part-time employment. This year's recipient, Riley Elizabeth Jason. The Eric Green Scholarship Award. This scholarship will be given annually in memory of Eric Green, a 1978 graduate of Leavitt Area High School. It will be awarded to a student who has shown a positive attitude towards school and community. This year's recipient, Noah Michael Patrick Colby.
Let's go, Noah!
The Green Bicentennial Scholarship Award. This scholarship is given to a student in the graduating class, resident of Green, who is furthering his or her education. This year's recipient, Alexander Agi Sergeyevich Pachkovsky. the Junior Jackson Scholarship Award. There are 2 recipients. This award is a second semester scholarship given to a deserving senior who resides in Turner and has an interest in medicine or sports. The first recipient, Michaela Naomi Diaz-Pike. The second recipient, Alex Michael Beaumont. The Justin A. Maurer Memorial Scholarship Award. This second semester scholarship in memory of Justin A. Maurer is awarded to a graduating senior who has expressed and exhibited a concern and/or commitment to the health of the community. The recipient must be attending a 2- or 4-year college within the University of Maine system. This year's recipient, Megan Reese Nason. The Key Club Service Recognition Award. This award is given to a graduating senior based on community service, academics, leadership, and involvement in the community or school. This year's recipient, Jenna Antoinette Seeley. The Calvin Wells Memorial Masonic Scholarship Award, a second semester scholarship given by the Nizinska Lodge to a member of the senior class who meets the following considerations: attendance at a trade school and merit. There is preference for a student whose family has Masonic affiliation. This year's recipient, Ethan Rickard.
The Green Community Scholarship. This scholarship is given to worthy seniors from the town of Green who are continuing their education. The recipient, Eve Caroline Martineau. The Holland Damon Maxim VFW Post 5986 Scholarship Award. A scholarship awarded to a senior with consideration to scholastic achievement, school and community activities, with secondary consideration to veteran relationship. The recipient, Logan Seamus McCormick. The Jack and Elizabeth Smith Scholarship, awarded to a deserving student from Green who is furthering his or her education. The recipient, Eileen Daisy Wood. The Jennifer Berry Memorial Scholarship Award. This scholarship is given to a senior who exhibits kindness, compassion, volunteerism, and a commitment of service toward others. First preference is given to a graduate entering the field of medicine, i.e. nursing, veterinary school, social work, etc. The recipient, Jenna Antoinette Seeley. The Lead Scholarship Award. The Lead Scholarship Fund of the Maine Community Foundation supports a graduating senior at Leavitt Area High School who resides in Leeds, Maine, pursuing post-secondary education at a college, university, or community college. The recipient, Caitlin Elizabeth Bilodeau. The Susan Adris and Richard Hobart Award. Award to a graduating senior who is furthering his or her education in the field of speech therapy or a field related to medicine. The recipient, Ava Elizabeth Gagnon. The Thomas Murphy Scholarship Award. The family of Thomas Murphy established the Thomas Murphy Award in 2002. The purpose of this yearly award is to recognize a graduating senior student from Leeds who has excelled in English and is pursuing post-secondary education. The recipient, Cameron Allen Dugag.
The Green Dragon Snowmobile Club Award. This award is given to a deserving graduate who is furthering his or her education and is from the town of Green. There are 2 recipients. The first, Alexander Agi Sergeyevich Bachkovsky. The second recipient, Jade Alondra Crowell. The Wallace E. Viles Award, awarded annually to a deserving student who is furthering his or her education in a field related to medicine. This year's recipient, Riley Elizabeth Chasen. The Maine Community Bank Scholarship. This scholarship is awarded to a graduating senior who will be attending a 2- or 4-year college, university, or technical school and demonstrates high standards in character, leadership, and citizenship. This year's recipient, Ruby Phoenix Haylock. The Louise Hamlin Scholarship Award. This scholarship is given annually to a student planning on post-secondary education that has shown effort in his or her studies commensurate with his or her ability and has demonstrated a positive attitude towards school life in general. This year's recipient, Elizabeth Evelyn Cooper. The Loring R. Addison Award. This scholarship is given annually to a boy who has been a member of the baseball team and who is furthering his education beyond high school. The recipient this year is Brogan Seamus McCormick. The second recipient is Eve Caroline Martineau.
The John R. Biscoe Scholarship Award, established by the class of 1987 to be given annually to a deserving senior who is pursuing a career in the field of education. The recipient, Chloe Rose Bolden. 8 Grange and Green Award. This award is given to a senior from Green who has shown a positive attitude towards school and worked up to capacity. The recipient, Eve Caroline Martineau. The Melmac Principal Scholarship, awarded to a student who has been accepted to college, makes a difference in the lives of others and that of his or her community, is a solid school citizen, has made a positive contribution to the school environment and or extracurricular activities, exhibits a commitment to public service, has a potential to make a difference in the world. The recipient, Jenna Antoinette Seeley. The Mitchell Institute. The Senator George J. Mitchell Scholarship Research Institute awards scholarships each year to graduating seniors from every community in Maine. The scholarship award amount is $10,000. This year there were more than 1,300 applications from across the state, resulting in a highly competitive selection process. The recipient, Ava Gagnon. The UMaine Pulp and Paper Foundation. Over the past 72 years, the UMaine Pulp and Paper Foundation has provided scholarships to more than 4,000 students. We support over 130 students with full and partial tuition scholarships to study engineering at the University of Maine. We are pleased to announce that 2 students from Leavitt Area High School have earned scholarships from the UMaine Pulp and Paper Foundation. Both to study chemical engineering. Nicholas Lenfest has earned a scholarship worth $24,000. And Emma Chason has earned a scholarship worth $46,000. For these following outside scholarships, I would ask that you please stand. I'll read your name, and then I'll read off the scholarships that you've received. Natalie Jean Belijman, the Embark Scholarship. Kaylee Jo Belmore, the Visa Senior Scholarship. Caitlin Elizabeth Bilodeau, the PAL Scholarship. Jack Ryan Butog, Frank J. Gaziano, Defensive Lineman, Runner-Up Award. Emma Marie Chason, the Franco-American Foundation Scholarship and the PAL Scholarship. Riley Elizabeth Chason, the PAL Scholarship and the Franco-American Foundation Scholarship. Delaney Jade Ennis, the PAL Scholarship and the Women in Transportation Scholarship. Ruby Phoenix Haylock, the 2022 Gerald R. Langelier Scholarship, Community Credit Union. Kaylee Lynn LaClasse, LRTC Hospitality Management Scholarship. Eve Caroline Martineau, the PAL Scholarship and the WTS Foundation Award Scholarship. Elliot James Missouri, the Howard Finley Scholarship, the Mariners Merit Scholarship, Plantagenet Residential Scholarship, and the Walter Travis Regimental Scholarship. Ian Matthew Redstone, the PAL Scholarship. Trevor Dean Sargent, the UMA Merit Scholarship. Jenna Antoinette Seeley, the PAL Scholarship, and the Olympia Snow JMG Scholarship. Blaine Preston Shaw. Forensic Science Charles Chuck Gould III Memorial Scholarship, Associated General Contractors of Navy Scholarship, and the main chapter of the United Postmasters of America Scholarship. Molly Lynn Searoys, the Franco-American Foundation Scholarship. Reed Matthew Twitchell, the Frank J. Gaziano Offensive Lineman Runner-Up Award. Emma Kathleen Weston, the Husson Psychology Scholarship. I'd ask that the recipient of this final award come to the stage to be recognized. The Class of 1956 Award. Established by the Class of 1956 as their class gift, the Class of 1956 trophy is to be awarded annually to the senior who, in the opinion of the faculty, has made the greatest all-around contribution to Leavitt during 4 years. The recipient, Ruby Phoenix Haylock. Congratulations, everyone, on your awards and scholarships.
And at this time, we will hear from the Leavitt Chorus. All right, so now we've gotten to the part that you've all been waiting for. So I'm going to invite Superintendent Brandt, Assistant Superintendent Gillis, and Chairperson Bullock to come assist me in handing out the diplomas. And also Mr. Galloway and Mrs. Hartog, because they get to read all the names. So it's going to take all of us.
Haley Sarah Roxy Benson. Kira Lynn Marston. Gracie Marie Jordan. Nicholas Stephen Lenfest. Kaylee Jo Belmar. Emma Catherine Weston. Ethan S. Ricker. Cameron Daniel Chisholm. Gavin Michael Vayer. Elizabeth Evelyn Cooper. Riley J. Terrier. Kaylee Lynn Lacasse. Jenna Antoinette Seeley. Natalie Jean Belargen. Kyle Jordan Lean. Corey Ray Hatham. Kara Lily Jordan. Emma Marie Jason. Julia May Elizabeth Bernard. Eve Caroline Martineau. Philip John Almeida. Tristan Gabriel Ridley. Aiden Blaine McFadden. Pearson Charles Cooper. Bobby Ray Simon. Cadence Ann Darling. Nevaeh Marie Thibodeau. Audrey Rebecca Day. Savannah Lee Johnson. Abigail Dawn Bays. Cadence Lee McDowell. Eiley Daisy Wood. Trevor Scott Poirier. Riley James Berner. Noah Michael Patrick Colby. Miles Douglas Hanscom. Caleb Robert Verity. Ruby Phoenix Haylock. Carly Grace Levitt. Emma Callejero Gonzalez. Zachary G. LaFontaine. Keegan Larry Rice. Sophia Rose Castano. Deegan James Jordan. Megan Reese Nason. Manuel Bronk Driscoll. Reeve Matthew Twitchell. Benjamin Richard Searoyce. Joshua Owen Creation. Trevor Michael Bossy. Aaron Perry. Thomas Michael Walker. Harley Rose Lozier. John Wyatt Scott. Felicity K. Tarter. Michaela Naomi Pike Diaz. Caitlin Marie Merrill. Sawyer Edward Woodbury. Emma Elaine DeCosta. Alexander Agi Sergeyevich Wishkowski. Mason Avery Jones. Cooper Thomas McRae.
Morgan Lynn Wade. Caitlin Elizabeth Bilodeau. Philip John Mark Robarge. Molly Lynn Searoyce. Rebecca Jillian Johnson. Mia Golding McCormick. Alex Michael Gomon. Cassidy Rose McDonald. Caitlin Danielle Hanafeld. Cameron Joseph Searoyce. Ava Elizabeth Gagnon. Courtney Lauren Cabral. Riley Elizabeth Chason. Isabella Grace Canaboris. Delaney Jade Ennis. Kirk Julian Alexander Gowan. Cadence Taylor Gamblin. Cora Ann Helpy. Ella Esther Johnson. Paige Riley Damasio. Elizabeth Ann Dulac. Jason Colby Keith. Jacob David Thompson. Chloe Rose Bolda. Jade Alondra Crowder. Writer James Drinkwater. Landon Allen Arsenal. Aiden Bradley Murray. Cameron Allen Didier. Jace Edmund Bowden. Katie Lynn Lewin. Sarah Catherine Perkins. Mary Enrica Lika Lima. Philip Alexander Brunello. Gavin Mark Terrio. Evan Joseph Donaldson. Sierra Chloe Rose Dubiak. Jacob Henry Wilcox. Blake William Wood Springer. Lane Preston Shaw. Scout David Sylvester. Sophia Marie Visconti. Hunter James Hayes. Daisy Mae Twitchell. Andon David Cabral. Jack Ryan Butov. Jaden Thomas Banks. Robert Emil Oliver. Caden Jack Trenowitz. Keegan Robert Laborde. Brogan Seamus McCormick. Ian Matthew Redstone. Robert Raymond Gladue. Joshua Alexander Lopez. Zachary Ryan Jordan. Matthew Donald Venon. Trent Alexander Derbogosian. Jordan Jeffrey Iser. Jake Tyler Susi. Trevor Dean Sargent. Connor Allen Grant. Chrissy Mae Thompson. Jonathan Charles Showmaker. Elliot James Mishura.